Hi guys, so happy Monday, 26th of January. I'm in the office and I love to be in the office. And so the markets are still, I think, quite interesting. Gold is skyrocketing, Bitcoin is basically being not crashing but plummeting. So let's see what's going on. What's my game plan a little bit so that I'm able to share. One more note. I'm basically finalizing my NinjaTrader fully automated strategy setup. Um, I'm adding basically machine learning to all my existing strategies, or basically creating new ones, including machine learning. It's quite an investment, to be honest. But okay, so the quotas involved get $300 an hour, and as you can imagine, developing multiple language models, implementing it into 30 strategies, blah, 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 quite expensive. But okay, so I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, which is good. And as well for MetaTrader 5. Okay, so that's what's going on. But let's jump into the markets and see also what's going on when it comes down to news this week. So gold is, I think, an interesting chart, and you know why why I kept this kind of arrow line in here is just because as a trader, in reality, you cannot predict the future. You know, because I saw this as a realistic goal. In the end, there is no way to know when the train will stop. Right now, this one looks quite stupid, I guess, right? But in the end, I think it was actually one of the best calls what I made for myself in the last couple of months, to be honest. But it also shows that it's basically impossible to really say, hey, when momentum will stop and when it's time to that the markets to go more sideways. For sure, there are techniques what you can maybe apply, but overall, when we say we work, for example, with these trend-based ones, Fibonacci extensions. So this would be the 100% projection of this initial move, and we are trading actually higher. We opened today with a gap to the upside in the European markets. Well, let's see what the US guys do with it. Obviously, there are more targets to the upside. And again, you never know when it will stop. Okay. And there was a lot of talk about correlation, gold to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to gold, whatever. Right now, this doesn't look like that, you know, because when we have a look, Bitcoin had quite a dump overnight. You know, Asian session was quite weak, so we dumped under, let's say, under 86,000. Right now, we are trading again at 88,000. But as we can see, there was a little bit of momentum here towards 100K. We didn't make it to there. And now we are back again to square one in this kind of here bubble. And I think for me personally, I'm not really convinced. I still have the short position opened, so I'm collecting funding fees. In the end, this is how it is, right? Not a lot to talk about. Why? Because there is not a real impact right now. We saw the move up here, so the call actually was right, and the reason for this call was, hey, we get a move to the upside, we retest, and then basically move up. But strength was not there yet, and we weren't able to really go to a 100K. So I think for me, too early to judge. What's really obvious is, let's say, altcoins are really getting hammered, okay? And Ethereum is recovering a little bit, so we are close or a little bit over $2,900. Looks quite okay. We're testing again this kind of breakout area here. So when we go back in time, and this is, I would say, the beautiful thing about, let's say, technical analysis, we tested overnight again this kind of support area, 850, 820 to the downside. Yeah, this was, let's say, confirmed. Hopefully, this can hold. This short-term uptrend we weren't able to lift here, and that's obviously then a problem. So let's see how we will move on. Tom Lee keeps on buying like never before, but in the end, it doesn't help. So let's see. So we have as well here the same pattern here in Solana, retest of this kind of support zone. Also doesn't look really fast, really, really good. I mean, Solana was quite strong here early mid of January. Sadly, basically came all the way back here, 20% move. Yeah. So I think too early to judge. I mean, I do own some Solana and I stake it. I will get active if we break this zone here, this 115. I will have to start to maybe put on a little bit of a larger short in order to basically fully cover there. Ondo, horrible. AVAX, AVAX got kind of the same. We are more or less not, obviously percentage-wise, we are still percentage-wise far out from this wick, but still doesn't look great. So overall, crypto market doesn't look promising. There's nothing which really stands out in my opinion. The only thing what I kind of saw, which looks a little bit okay, was this World Liberty one compared to where we had the dump here in October. We are still, I think, 100% up compared to where we were. So 125 compared to that time. Asta as well. I own a little bit of Asta, also doesn't look great. So I think I did some things pretty well in that regard. So I was really careful in Bitcoin after this October move, and when this October move happened. So here, market really started to dump, and now we have to really see what to do with it. Cash index markets, we opened with quite a gap to the downside this morning. So Asian session, we had this kind of gap down. As you guys can see, some acceleration, panic selling here. We were trading under 25,400. Right now, we closed that gap quite strong here. So let's see what will happen. Not a lot to read out of it, in my opinion, because it's just pre-market. European markets in reality doesn't really matter that much. So when we have a look at the calendar here, US today, durable goods coming up, and then we have interest rate decision again on Wednesday. I mean, obviously, we have the same play over and over again. Me personally, I think, that the market kind of is cornering itself a little bit because Trump wants to get the interest rates down, and he's very loud about it. And obviously, Federal Reserve doesn't deliver as fast as he wants. So we will see. In the end, if my honest opinion is, I am not really bullish until we are able to trade out of this zone here. Okay, so we need to trade over this 26,100. We are not far out of this, right? It's just 300 points, 1.5%. If you can trade above it, okay, then let's talk. Other than that, I'm still careful here, really for the longs, and that's something we have to consider here. And if the Nasdaq blocks, there is also obviously the same thing happening for the S&P. Okay, S&P, yes, it was a different structure, so not so simple to read, in my opinion. Yes, there is obviously the 7,000 point level, which is kind of blocking or is hard to trade through. It will not trade through if basically we cannot go above this 20,600 here in the Nasdaq. Dow, same kind of thing. So how far are we out here from the from the all-time high? Again, 1.5%, 600 points. So let's see. To me, reward risk is not really looking super great right now. I traded the last months really heavily. Let's say the Nasdaq in specific. I personally think that we have a kind of a topping situation, which are often, let's say, at least for the day trading part, not so simple to trade. So what I'm doing is I'm a little bit careful here. Be more careful when it comes down to real money trading. Be more careful in terms of prop trading, and that's basically what it is, guys. Okay, I will try to do some streaming this week as well. I'm just quite busy. IQ Capital, our prop firm, is expanding as well to futures, where I feel home. Again, I love to trade futures. We will create a solution, I believe, which will be able to live long. And what I mean with this is, we are not creating a situation when basically like a funding ticks, they shut down because they don't know what they do. So That's about it. I think you will like it. I think it will be a great, let's say, giving value for traders. And yeah, in a few weeks you will be able to see that. And that's where we are. So, guys, I wish you a beautiful day today. I wish you a great trading week. Again, for me, in reality, we are range bound in the Nasdaq, and if you're range bound, there's opportunity, obviously, but don't get exposed in one direction too heavily. That's at least my kind of approach for this. And yeah, all the best. Have a great day, and we hopefully are able to see us in the next live trading session.